But government, with that report of 2012, was still reluctant to implement the recommendations of its own agreement, of its own committee. So, and that prompted us in 2013 to press for the implementation of the recommendations. That led to 2013 action. That action ended with the Memorandum of Understanding.
What was the memorandum to implement the 2009 agreement?
Yes, in that MOU, government now agreed to massively inject funds into the system to the tune of 1.3 trillion, starting with 2013, with the immediate release of 200 billion naira. And for the subsequent 5 years, government will release 220 billion naira.
The money was released?
The money was not released.
The first batch was released.
It took 3 years for government to finally release.
But the first batch was released.
Yes.
So what featured in the 2017 Memorandum of Action?
Now, when that money came, we have a special way by which the exercise was being monitored and implemented. We have on every campus what we call Budget Monitoring Committee, and we have an agreement, Project Implementation Monitoring Committee, which we had at the Federal Ministry of Education. So this went on for about 3 years while this fund was being released.
I want us to dwell on some facts because of time constraints.
Okay, now in 2017,
exactly.
We got to 2017, we found that after the initial release, nothing was forthcoming. And by then, other aspects of 2013 MOU were pending. The issue of NUPENCO. NUPENCO is the PFA for university staff. The issue of staff school had come up in the process because they removed staff school, which was part of the 2009 agreement. As part of the university system, they were going to commercialize it. We challenged that. The issue of TSA had come up. And the issue of arrears of academic allowances.
So that's to say that in the
about 7 items came up.
Those were new items away from the 2013 MOU you signed.
No, 2013.
Yes.
There were issues there. All of these.
Were those ones implemented?
Yes, they were part of the 2013.
Okay, the 2017 items that you mentioned were part of the 2013 MOU you signed. That still came up in 2017.
Some aspects were there.
Okay.
But some policies had come up which we also needed to address.
Okay.
And like the issue of TSA came up in between 2013 and 2017.
Okay, now the 2017 MOA had 7 items.
Yes.
Of those 7 items, what level of implementation or which ones have been implemented?
Well, we can say TSA has been addressed. The issue of staff school has been addressed. Then issue of PFA, NUPENCO, has been addressed to a large extent, but not fully addressed because we don't have the license yet. But we have what they call approval in principle, which we are working on.
So we still have issues like funds for revitalization.
Funds for revitalization is pending.
Okay.
The issue of academic allowances, the issue of shortfall in salaries, and the issue of state universities. So these 4 key areas, they are actually central to our operations as university academics.
But did you give, was there a timeline for implementation of all these?
Yes, if you look at the Memorandum of Action, why we changed from Memorandum of Understanding to Memorandum of Action was because for each of the 7 items, there were timelines. Take the issue of academic allowances. Government said they were carrying out a forensic audit that will be completed within 6 weeks. I think from September last year to now, we certainly have many weeks after 6 weeks, and not less than 52 weeks. So we had that issue. The issue of PICA verification. What they mean by PICA verification is that we were talking of shortfall in salaries. Our members were paid fractions of their salaries, and there are some of the universities we have up to 10 months that for which our members did not receive their full salaries. So because of that, we said, well, this thing must have timeline. And they said immediately picker verification was conducted.
What was the
balance
timeline for? Did they have individual timelines for all these unsolved items? Or
no, certainly our idea was that none of these items will linger for more than 6 months.
6 months, starting when? Starting
September last year.
Okay.
So certainly we have been more than 1 year, and these things are still not yet fully implemented.
Okay, now saying that you had a timeline for this, did you approach the government before resuming your suspended strike, considering the fact that the 6 months had elapsed?
Let me start with the issue of renegotiation. We started the renegotiation on March 6, 2017. When it was May, June, we found that for the 4 components of our document were just on one. And we found that the government team was wasting our time, probably buying time to drag us to the election period so that they could use it against us. We protested to the minister. We visited the minister. Since then to now, we have written 3 letters. And the last one was October 12. For the first 3 letters or 2 letters we wrote, government replied to say, well, we are looking to this matter, we'll get back to you. I'm saying that we visited the minister in May. May to this time, close to 6 months. So to us, our members are convinced that it appears government was just dribbling us.
Seeing as you have started the strike, have you got any feedback from government?
Government has not gotten to us directly, but we have read in the news that government was appealing to ASUU. We're also appealing to government that our members' demands should be met.
Very well. We'll take a break here, and when we come back, we'll look at why ASUU is asking for a change in the leadership of the negotiating team. Stay with us.